What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Popcorn Chicken. We are back. Finally. It's been too long. Been almost a week and a half, but we had things to do. It was Valentine's. But we got a good show today. A lot of stuff to talk to. A lot of news in the Hollywood world, pop culture world. And then we also have our first 3 episodes of The Bad Batch Season 3. We won't tell you too much. We won't spoil it for you, so don't worry. You can hang out with us. We'll give our overall take of the 3 episodes that dropped. And when I say we, I mean my friend Chris. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
We're the blue purplish twins in the back here.
Yeah. It's a blue light, but some reason it shows up purple on the screen.
Mine's purple shows up.
So we're opposites.
Yes.
All right.
Color correction is amazing.
Yeah. We planned this, by the way. I was texting Elvin. Okay, I'll be purple, you be blue. Yeah. No.
Oh man, how are you?
I'm all right. Yep. Good. Busy, trying to catch up on everything. Finally getting back to Star Wars-ish, right? The Bad Batch finally dropped 3 episodes today, which was a lot, but good. But yeah, something we've talked about this before, when you just want to like relax in the evening and don't really want to think about a show. I've been rewatching Cheers.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. I just found it and I was like, I haven't seen this in a while. I used to watch it in the 80s and stuff, but it's funny as well. I didn't start at the beginning. I started, for some reason, I like Cheers a lot and I do like the younger years, but Diane always kind of annoyed me. So
really,
I started in with when Rebecca comes in, because so that's
Rebecca.
Rebecca, she took over as the boss of the bar.
Oh yeah, Diane was originally in the beginning, right?
Yeah, Diane was for the first 4 or 5 seasons, and then Rebecca came in for the last, half. As well as, remember, they had Coach behind the bar, and then that character actually died in real life, and then they brought in Woody Harrelson as the young bartender. So that's kind of, and also Frasier's in it a lot more when Rebecca's in it.
There is some all-star cast in there.
Yeah,
obviously Ted.
Yeah,
right. But you had so many amazing casts in there. Anybody doesn't know what we're talking about? It's a show in the 80s, centered around a bar. Yes, a bar.
The 80s, which was 30 years ago.
Oh man, no, 40 years ago.
40. Oh my god.
30. You wish 30.
Yeah, I do wish 30.
Yeah. Oh man, it's a classic show. That bar is an actual bar in Boston.
Yeah,
you can go down the steps. Yes, you got to go down the stairs, and it's a bar there, and it's now obviously probably a historical landmark.
Yeah,
right. It's been so old, but it had Woody Harrelson making his sort of big break.
Yeah, for sure.
The show ran for several years, and it was very popular.
And then it spawned off like one of the most popular shows, spin-offs ever in Frasier, right? Frasier was huge.
That's absolutely, yeah. And they're coming back now. Frasier's got a comeback story. Right? I think it's his daughter's in there or something like that. But yeah it's such an iconic show.
For Darth.
Yes. You're way too young, Darth, but it's okay. You can still go and check it out. The beginning of some of these big name Hollywood actors that came from there. But yeah,
it's like any sitcom from the 80s. There's moments when you're kind of cringy, like, ooh, that would not hold out today. But it's still pretty funny.
It's the times. It's the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And hello to Darth. And no, do not worry. We won't spoil things for you, so you can still go check it out. We're just going to give our overall thoughts of the brand new Bad Batch. I almost said that wrong. Bad Batch Season 3.
Final season. This is it.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
It's kind of bittersweet for me. The show's been up and down for me.
Right? Yeah. I mean, you guys kind of got me into it, right? Because this is when I started on Popcorn Chicken, was this time last year when we were doing Bad Batch. And remember, it was Bad Batch and Mandalorian Season 3 were coming out at the same time.
Yeah.
So our first half of the show was Bad Batch, and then we'd go right into Mandalorian. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's interesting, I guess, to kind of see where they're going with it, and kind of interesting to see. I mean, I still think the Clone Wars is obviously better. But it's not bad. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like there for sure.
This is sort of bad. This is sort of like a piece to add to Clone Wars.
Yeah.
It's sort of like an extension. Hey, you like that? Okay, well, we're gonna give you a little bit more of an extension to it. The
Yeah.
characters literally come from that show, right?
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
yeah, it's bittersweet. Final season. Spoiler warnings: they all died. No, just kidding. I don't.
Well, we've talked about this before, right? Like it has to end somehow. Like what happens to them, you know, in the real story? Like where do they go? Why
Like,
don't
why
we?
are they never spoken of ever
Yeah,
again?
exactly, exactly.
Right?
They don't become stormtroopers. I hope maybe they do. That'd be crazy if that'd be crazy ending if they all just turned bad and went and worked for the Empire.
That's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, but it is like we say. Is this like Rogue One? Are they all gonna like? I can't imagine them killing them all off.
It'd be
I mean,
weird if they all went off into a distant galaxy
yeah,
because it's just such a easy way to get rid of those characters now, right? This is the problem when you do prequels and create a new story timeline or storyline,
yeah,
right? You now are opened up to like, hey, well, what happened to them going in the future? Why were they never asked to be help? Like, why did they not offer their help?
yeah.
Right. So it's going to be very interesting how it ends. I'm very curious about that. That's what's keeping me wanting to watch this show is how it's going to end.
Yeah,
Right.
I think I'm the same way. It's exactly what it is. There's going to be little stories here and there that, might, and they already have done this, that'll lead us into, something that comes up in the prequels or not the prequels, but the sequels, I guess. But still, it's more interesting to know what's going to happen to each of them. And, are they, yeah, who knows if they live or they die or they stick together, they break up. I mean, because already, right, and this isn't spoiling, I'm hoping everyone watched season 2 because supposedly one of them was killed off at the end of season 2, right? Tech fell or
Yeah. Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that happens. Anyways, so yeah, 3 episodes. There's 15 episodes in total. So this is going to go for a while. So I kind of understand why they dropped 3 because these 3, especially 1 and 3, really kind of go together.
1 and 2 or 1 and 3?
1 and 3. I found 1 and 3. I found 2 was sort of, again, we're not going to spoil anything,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
2 was a separate kind of story, not totally
Almost like a
separate.
filler.
Yeah, yeah. I
Almost,
didn't.
right?
I don't know. Whereas episode 1 and 3 had, already
Yeah.
already answered some questions. Actually,
Yeah. It was. I thought of the 3 of them, I thought the last episode was the best for me.
right?
I had fun watching that one because there was a lot of cool stuff that was happening in there. A
Yeah,
lot of intrigue. While of, like, Darth says all things must come to an end. I hope they go out guns blazing. It will be cool. They are all surrounded and they just go out guns blazing.
yeah. What if
It will
they
be sad.
what if they become part of the Rebel Alliance and you just don't know, right? Like they're just rebels.
You know what I'm thinking? I think they're just gonna go to that resort that they found in one of the seasons,
Yeah,
and they're just gonna just lay low there,
yeah.
hang them up for good.
I do find it sort of, and we've talked about this in the past, that it's basically similar to the Mandalorian story, right? Like there's a child, force sensitive child. They want the force sensitive
It's
child.
always the child
Yeah, I
every
know.
time. Anakin, Luke.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's also a joke going around in like 5 years. Every show is going to be Pedro Pascal helping some child on an adventure.
Yeah,
He's going to be protecting some child.
Mandalorian,
Yeah,
Last of
Last
Us,
of Us. Yeah,
Fantastic Four is gonna help some child.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. But I mean, the
Oh,
stories, like I said, the stories are pretty similar because it is still someone trying to figure out how they can, wield whatever the force out of people, or can they, change, get their DNA right and put it into other people, which is exactly what the Mandalorians do. Even in the Mandalorian, wasn't there a place where they could go off, kind of like the island, and go and like that's how they ended season 3. Mandalorian and Grogu were like at this not resort, but they're at like a somewhere. So I find it's very similar to that as well. This show,
whatever they do will be a cop out almost.
yeah,
It'll just be a coincidence thing all the time. Because how does such a elite force just disappear?
Yeah. So, Darth, would you rather them be killed off?
I
You
think
can answer.
I don't think Disney's gonna do that,
I don't think so either.
especially Omega. There's no way they're killing off Omega.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That is brutal. If they do, I got a newfound respect for the writers.
Watch it just get really, really dark, right? Just like totally get crazy dark.
You just see like blood hanging
Yeah.
off their face on the floor, crushed.
Again, no spoilers, but episode 2, that middle part, that was like a little horror film in there. For those getting chased down there, I was just like, "Whoa, this is kind of creepy." But yeah, overall, I don't know. You're right. I think I liked episode 3 the most. I did like episode 1, and episode 2 just kind of felt like, I mean, it's like every season they just kind of throw in a filler episode. But it does kind of explain, because I couldn't remember actually where all the Bad Batch was after. I had to look it up. I'm like, where's Echo? Oh yeah, he left with Rex, and Tech supposedly died. So I had to I actually forgot what had happened at the end of season 2.
It is nice to get his redemption arc. It's nice to what is his name again?
Crosshair.
Crosshair.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
nice to see that. I always liked him and Hunter the most.
Right.
I enjoyed watching the two of them because they're so similar, but yet they charted their own path separately. They made this in the beginning, and it's nice to see almost coming back to a full circle again from where they started.
Mm-hmm.
They obviously haven't been face to face yet, right? But it's just nice to see there's this possibility, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. Yeah.
I thought the first episode was really slow. A lot of repetitiveness. Like Groundhouse Day almost.
Yeah.
Wake up, do your job, go back to bed kind of thing. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. They're kind of showing what it was like inside that facility for Omega and for Crosshair as well. Yeah. And they're really trying to show Omega's like the fact that she has hope, right? Like Luke Skywalker, there's hope. She's hoping for Crosshair, she's hoping for this, for that. So,
and she's grown up now. She's not a kid.
Yeah. Yeah. I still find her a bit annoying. I don't know.
That's the accent.
Yeah. I was going to say it.
Yeah. I knew what you were going to say. You were going to say, I'll say it. I don't care.
We don't have anyone watching from Australia.
I got family in Australia.
Oh, I have family there too.
She's from New Zealand, though.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
that's even worse.
You just offended every New Zealander
and every Australian.
Yeah,
at the same time.
G'day, mate.
Yeah,
you offended us.
Yeah.
Oh man, no. The first episode was slow, but it kind of gave you, like she says it right. She's like, "This isn't work. This is prison kind of thing, right?" Like they're trying to make it look like she's going to be an importance and she's there to help. She's important going forward for the Empire, and she's just like, I'm being treated like a prisoner. I don't have freedom here. I can't go wherever I want, do whatever I please.
Yeah.
Right.
See, Darth agrees.
No, they're not annoying. Stop it.
Just annoying on television.
But yeah, I mean, episode 2 was a change of pace and different direction.
Yeah.
Like you said, it had a little bit of darkness.
Yeah.
Right?
It was kind of like, it was a little bit of Last of Us there too in that middle part, just with like that was kind of like, I was just watching, I was like, whoa, this is a little creepy. It would really be great at some point if they made, an R-rated or almost like a horror Star Wars. It could be kind of neat, I think.
I mean, the last trilogy was pretty horrific.
But yeah, I guess so.
That was scary to watch.
Meaning you wanted to kill yourself afterwards?
Yeah. Use the Force on yourself. Can they do that? No, they can't, right?
You mean like someone try to suicide?
Can they choke them? I've never seen that from any Jedi.
That's true.
I wonder if they could do that. Can they use the Force on themselves?
I don't know.
Can they make themselves amnesia? You don't remember any of this.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think like a Deadpool. Let's see. They don't have to make a Star Wars horror because I don't think they'd ever actually do that.
No,
It's just
I don't
like
think so either.
a real R-rated Star Wars would be great.
But everybody recovers from deadly blows now.
I know. It's silly.
There's no point. You cut off their head. Don't worry, she'll be back. Just put her in
Yeah.
the BAFTA tank. She'll
Yeah.
be good.
BAFTA tank. It's true. Whoever invented those is making a killing.
That's how the Empire was able to, get their army going in those
Yeah.
ships.
Yeah.
They're
it's
selling
true.
it, man.
It's true.
Just like
Yeah.
BAFTA tank emporiums every planet. Oh man.
So, yeah. Anything else about these episodes? I think I'm with you. It's not like I can't wait. I'm almost inclined to. We won't because we're doing this show, so we'll talk about it every week. But I'm almost inclined to wait a few episodes, to watch again.
Well, it's going to be a weekly drop now, right?
Yeah.
I think we bundle them up, do 2 at a time, kind of thing.
Yeah, we could, because I'm more interested to get to the end of the season or the series to see what happens. Then, okay, so next episode we can basically guess what's going to happen next episode. They'll finally get together, and I don't know, or something. They'll actually no, they won't get together yet. They're going to wait a few episodes. Omega and Crosshair will be off on some other adventure, and the other two, Hunter and Wrecker, will be off on some adventure. They'll wait to have them finally meet up. And of course, Echo's got to come back at some point.
At some point, yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome if Tech did too.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's it. If all of a sudden you realize that he's not dead, then it's like, yeah, they're not killing anybody.
Yeah.
Well, they need to do what Stranger Things does. You need to introduce a new person at the beginning.
I thought you were gonna say they're gonna go to another upside down world or something.
Maybe
A portal opens up.
No, every season, right? Stranger Things introduce someone that everyone likes, and then they kill them off at the end. So you don't have to kill any main characters. You just kill off that one person that everyone likes
to satisfy the death count.
Exactly. So,
do you want to rank them?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's start with episode 1. What would you rank it?
I'll give it a 7.
Okay.
Just because it kind of started, kind of gave you a rewind, not a rewind, but kind of reminded you what had happened, and they did answer some questions there right away, which I thought was good.
Hello from the other room.
Yeah. Hey. Thanks for.
Can you imagine just knocking on the wall?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay.
So episode 2.
You go first.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll probably give it a 7 as well.
Okay. Episode 3.
I'm gonna go a little bit more and say not 8, but 7.5.
I'm right there with you, 7.5. I thought it was a fun episode.
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, for sure. So, anyways, we'll see. I'm sure that if we didn't even mention that where Justin is because we don't actually know. No, he's
2 of the colleagues of despair. We don't even say anything about it.
Usually we say who's going to be here and who's going to be away. We all know that Nate has left us for a while. We might have someone new join. We'll let you guys know next week.
Yeah.
But Justin is away, which is too bad because he's our sort of Star Wars. I don't even know what you call it. Star Wars geek, Star Wars
aficionado.
Sure.
A connoisseur.
Yeah. Anyways, he'll have a lot to say next week when he's back about.
I'm very curious to see if he liked the first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say he did like them. Of course, he's gonna watch this and be opposite of me because that's what he loves. He's my yin to my yang. Right?
True. Yeah. Whatever you say, he says the opposite of.
Yeah.
Anyways. No, it's the good. I mean, the great thing that's always about these Star Wars animated shows is there's so many of them, right? 15. Like we're gonna get to a point where it's like, I don't remember episode 3.
Yeah, I just realized you guys are at the studio. Yeah, when there's 2 of us, we generally don't go to the studio. When there's 3 of us, we go to the studio.
Yeah,
it's better with more people in the room.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And plus, Justin runs the whole producing side of things. So without him, we don't really want to turn on things and then screw it up, and then he starts yelling at us.
Even though he does that himself.
You guys can decide who's the yin and the yang. We'll get a poll up. Yin yang.
Yin yang. Exactly. Alrighty, should we get into some news?
Yeah. Do you want to go first or should I?
Go ahead. Start it off.
Okay, let's start off with a doozy here. Let me go and get my things set up. A screen share. This is amazing news.
Amazing. Wow.
So, Sony is packing it up. They are so unhappy with what happened with Madame Web that they are going to pack it up and go back to the drawing board again. This did so bad that it was even below the worst expectations they had for it. It was abysmal. And so, I mean, when me and Dee first saw the trailer for this, we already said it from the beginning. This is going to be a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but
don't see it. Please don't see it.
Yeah, no, it's funny because there's a lot of YouTubers. There's a couple of YouTubers that are just like, I'm just going to spoil it for you now, so you don't have to watch it. So,
and I'm so sorry to hear those people watching it because I just feel like they got robbed of 2 hours of their life. Like, this is atrocious from what I hear.
Yeah.
Usually, you get a couple of people saying, no, it wasn't that bad. I have seen 0 critics say this is a good movie or even a subpar good movie.
Yeah. It's amazes me that a film like this will get to a point where obviously, it's been greenlit, it's been shot, it's been edited, and then it gets approved, right? Like, it's got to still go through executives to say, yes, it's great, or as it's going along, they can kind of follow. They're not just waiting for the final cut. They know how it's going. So it just like, did they get to a point where it's like, let's just put it out and see what happens, but we all know it sucks? Or how could anybody think that it's actually good?
Well, here's the thing. Like, the minute they picked, I can't remember her name, the director, but the minute they picked her, they were doomed because she has 0 experience.
Right.
Why would a movie that's sort of like on the fringe of people actually caring about it, why would you risk bringing a director who has got no experience in doing, even forget superhero movies, even action movies?
Yeah.
Why not bring somebody who's got a background in this and maybe give this a chance?
S.J. Clarkson.
Yeah.
The director.
Like, bring somebody in who can give you at least a fighting chance to break even.
Right.
But they didn't even do that. It's so bad at the top. Whoever made the decisions, like, because this is going to affect, it's going to affect Craven. It's going to affect the Venom movie and possibly Spider-Man 4.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because people are like, I don't want to keep going to watch this kind of turd that Sony's pulling out. Why would I watch the other ones?
Yeah.
They didn't learn their lesson from Morbius. One would think they would have.
Actually, I think it's Morbius. It's the same writers as Morbius who wrote this.
Those guys, they should go and kiss their agent, their rears, because they just got paid a boatload of money to do 2 horrible movies.
Yeah.
I want that agent. that is an awesome agent to get them 2 movies.
So what I don't understand is, why is Sony trying so hard to be Marvel or trying to be the MCU, right? Like, here's the thing, like, these movies that are coming out, Morbius, Madame Web, obviously I've heard of Venom, Craven the Hunter. I've never heard of those 3. And
if you're not a Spider-Man comic reader or a fan of Spider-Man, and you're just a general, fan, like my wife is. She likes Spider-Man movies, but she's just a general fan. If I tell her who Craven is, she's like, who's hungry? What are you talking about? Like, who's craving what? Right? She has no clue. And that's, in order to make money, you need to do 2 things. You need to appease the core fans, and you need to get the the people walking by, the general audience need to walk into that theater as well.
Yes.
That's how you make $700-800 $1 billion.
Yeah.
right? You'll make the first 200-300 million with the core fans, but to get over that hump and actually make a sizable profit, you need to bring the general audience in there. And nobody cares about Craven. Nobody cares about Madam Web. Nobody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the other thing is, she's not a young character. Why not just go with the comic book material? It's literally there for you.
Right.
I just don't understand why they always want to do something totally different and think people are going to be totally fine with it.
Yeah. Also, it amazes me that they can do so great at the animation, right? Sony,
That's the thing.
like, you know, across Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, which are like some of the best films ever made, but they can't do these.
If I was Sony, I'd be just like, you know what, guys, just pack it in. We're just going to do animation right now for the next couple of years and see where that takes us, because clearly you're making $1 billion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just put all your energy and effort into getting that out, right? Because that's also delayed by a year now, right?
Yeah.
I would just put my money and effort into that and just keep doing that. Maybe turn out another character from there. You could do, Spider-Woman. You could do a Scarlet Web. There are female characters you could do some spin-off from that, right?
Yeah.
So do that.
It's both Craven and Venom 3 coming out this year. I know Craven
No,
is.
Craven is. Venom is hasn't been greenlit yet, but I don't think it's going to happen now. I think they're going to be shuffling the decks, so to speak.
And do you think eventually the idea, which I'm sure it is, was to bring them all together at some point?
They wanted to do a Spider-Verse.
Right, with actual Spider-Man, which we don't even know if that would be Tom Holland, right? It could be anybody.
Well, apparently this was supposed to be Andrew Garfield's storyline. They actually asked Andrew Garfield to make a end credit scene here in this movie, and he said hell no. No, seriously, he said hell no. I don't want to be anywhere near this thing.
Yeah.
Because they tried to mention Peter, because Peter's mom is, spoiler alert for anybody who wants to watch this, maybe go away for 10 seconds. His mom is in here pregnant.
Okay.
So she does give birth, and before they could say Peter, they cut it off because they don't have the rights to say the name. So it's just silly. And you can tell the cuts, because I bet you they thought they're going to get the rights to all that. Because what I hear, the cuts they make sometimes when they're about to say or insinuate Spider World, anything like that, it just gets cut off, right?
Right.
And there's no end credit scene because they didn't get the rights to Andrew Garfield to come out and do that end credit scene. And that also kills, it's sad, but also kills his storyline probably. Right. We're not gonna have an Andrew Garfield storyline anymore.
Yeah, which I think they were actually thinking about, right? Making a Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Oh yeah,
back,
because
a lot of people actually like him the best out of the three.
I liked him when he has a suit on. I think he's too pretty to be Peter. Like he's too good looking to be Peter Parker.
Right.
Peter's got to be a little bit nerdy, right?
Right.
But when he puts on the outfit, I think he's the perfect Spider-Man because he's lanky. I like Spider-Man to be lanky, like a spider legs, the limbs have to be a little bit longer. And I think he fits the perfect, in terms of having the spider suit on, he fits perfectly that character.
Right. He's definitely considering all the other work that Andrew Garfield has done, he's definitely the better actor out of the three for sure. Because Tom Holland, he hasn't done anything good except for Spider-Man. Right.
He's done other movies. I've seen him in, like, there was a sci-fi movie. I can't remember the name of it.
He's done some bombs though, for sure.
Yeah, but it wasn't that good. Yeah, you're right. He hasn't really ascended to. He's casted as Spider-Man now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Even I've got some Uncharted news as well today. Okay. But disaster. Like, this is why don't they learn? It's just amazing of the ignorance.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what Sony does about shuffling the decks and see. But Craven has to come out now, though. They've already finished filming almost all of it.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out in the fall.
Yeah, that I'm telling you right now, that's another disaster.
Well, again, it's like I said before, I don't know who this character is. And I'm not even sure. Like, when I saw Madam Web coming out, I'm like, what is this? And I didn't even know it was connected at all. right? I thought it was just another, I don't know.
Well,
Spider
they're
movie.
trying to squash this now and just like want everybody to forget about it, like a fart in the wind. They
Mm.
just want to forget it and move on.
I think they wanted that before it even came out, right? Because
Yeah,
they weren't
yeah.
letting people review.
No, they had an embargo till the very last day.
Yeah.
That's a bad sign. Anytime you have an embargo 24 hours prior to the movie coming out, that's a bad sign.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that is Madam Web, and it's Web of Disasters for Sony. That's what it is.
Yeah. I'm just gonna share my screen for a second.
Yeah. What do you have cooking?
Well, so we didn't get to talk about this because we didn't have a show last week, but you talked about this, the cast for Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Uh,
Friday lunch, a nooner. I did a nooner.
You did a nooner. Yes. Sorry.
This Friday again. Guess what, people? Gonna do another nooner.
Okay. Anyways, I can't figure out how to share a photo right now. Anyways, I was going to. So it's rumored that that all three villains, Galactus, Doctor Doom, and Silver Surfer, are going to be in this movie. Did you hear this? Now,
yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
A little too much.
Yeah.
Galactus is gonna be in there for sure.
Okay.
He's gonna be in there for sure, and I know how they're gonna weave that. I have my theories, but I'll wait for the actual trailer which will be what, a year from now. So we'll go back to this episode and we'll talk about it. But Galactus will be in there for sure. If you have Galactus, you got to have Silver Surfer. They're tied in. Doctor Doom, I hope it's an end credit thing. Right. I hope he's not in the movie, or maybe he's. I don't like when they mention a name. Like Victor is his real name, right? I would hate it when they just drop Victor. Hey, Victor was here last week in the office. Do you know anything about that, Reed? People are going to nerd out if they hear that. Like, right. I will. But the average fan is like, who the hell's Victor? Like, you're going to, like, were you aware Victor's his real name?
Yes. I had heard, okay. I remember that from
okay.
The Chris Evans movies.
Do you think that a general audience is going to get that?
Not really.
Because he's not a main, like, you say Peter Parker or, Clark Kent. Okay, people know that name, right? Yeah. General audience generally know that name. But I hope that it's an end credit scene for Doom. But Galactus and Silver Surfer should be in there.
Oh, really? They both should be. So does that mean you're saying Galactus is the main villain?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Silver Surfer will be his herald. So he'll be villain as well.
Okay.
The arc of Silver Surfer is going to be awesome because he's one of my favorite characters. In my top 5 of MCU characters, he's up there for me, right? So I hope he's a bad guy in the beginning, and his arc, I hope, maybe goes to 2 movies, and when he finally figures it out and he goes, oh, wait a minute, you eat planets, you're a bad guy. Stop it, right? Mm-hmm. So, but I mentioned this, everyone's wondering, how are they missing from the MCU for this long? Like, where were they, right? There's several ways you could do it. One is they're gonna have Deadpool sort of smash all the universes into one and make it a big thing, right? Or I think what you do is you have the Fantastic Four in the 60s do this experiment, and they were casted into space, and they ended up on a planet. Because in the comics, the original comics, that's how they got their powers. They ended up on a planet.
Right.
And they got their powers through that, right? They mutated, right? So I'm hoping it's something like that, because that will explain the time difference. They come back to Earth, they're like, holy shit, it's like 50 years now ahead of time, right? We lost all this time. And like, it's like Captain America when he woke up, right? From being frozen. He runs out. Remember that scene where he runs out in Manhattan?
Yeah,
Times Square, and he's looking around his giant skyscrapers everywhere.
Yeah.
So something like that, right? I think that will be a good, because you're respecting the comics, and you're also kind of giving a natural explanation of where were they the whole time. So I think that would be fun. And you meet Galactus because that was the planet he was trying to devour,
Right.
right?
Right.
And that's how you connect the two.
So do you think though that this is going to be like, there's going to be a major backstory then to how they become the Fantastic Four, or is it just going to be like we're in it and then there's kind of like
They got to give a backstory. They have to. I think it's too good of a story not to do.
right.
It's so unique, right? So I think they have to do that. I think you have to almost spend half the movie doing that, to be honest with you, because the other two Fantastic movies that came out, they didn't do a good job of explaining their backstory. They kind of rushed the backstory to get to the action.
Right.
I think you sort of do the opposite here because you want people to get behind this. This is the third time they're trying to get it on the rails.
Yeah.
You gotta hit it. You gotta make it all happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
For sure.
And they're one of the most important creations by Stan Lee. He called it the first family of Marvel.
Right.
So you almost have to nail this thing.
Right.
Right. So CGI has got to be fantastic. Can't be Ant-Man and the Wasp. I cannot be that level. It needs to be Guardians of the Galaxy CGI when they go to the Guardians, when they went off to these distant planets. It really felt like they went to that planet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they almost have to be on that level.
Yeah. Well, I think they did. And I know you covered this last week, but I definitely like the casting that they've done for sure.
Yeah.
With Pedro and the guy from Stranger Things and stuff like that. So yeah, it's interesting to see it. Somebody had said that maybe because everyone was talking about who they're going to cast as these villains, right? But like, do you have to, for like a Doctor Doom, and correct me if I'm wrong, do you have to cast someone, or can it be like a Vader where it's just the voice? You know what I mean?
They got to have the eyes.
Okay.
It's like Batman with the eyes and the chin.
Right.
Right. You got to nail that because people want to see through that cowl of a cold, hardened person. Right.
Right.
Doom is like that. Like, not like Batman, but Doom is worse. Doom is like, has no morals of anything but to protect his small country, Latveria. He'll do anything for the country and the citizens there, which means kill the rest of the planet if he has to. Right. And he's just a cold villain that's after power. No matter how much power he gets, it's never enough. Right. So you got to nail it. I think you need to have, they could do both. You had Earl as the voice, but he wasn't in the suit. Right. I think you could do both, but whoever's going to play that's going to want their helmet off. Right.
Yeah.
That's the other problem. And I can't stand that. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I never saw the last one, the Fantastic
Four. It's
okay.
worse than the first one.
Oh, okay.
I rather if anyone wants to see any Fantastic Four movies, Fantastic Four movies, watch the first version. That was filmed here in Canada, Vancouver.
Right.
So watch the first one because it's actually better.
And the first one there's a sequel to it as well, right?
Yeah. Silver Surfer is a sequel.
Right.
And they did a bang up job on the character.
Mm-hmm.
The story just wasn't that good.
Yeah.
But yeah, see the first version of Fantastic Four, not the TV show, the movie, because that's even worse. That was from the early 90s. That was bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't see the one with Michael B. Jordan. Oh my God, it's atrocious. It's bad. So bad.
Good to know. All right, what else you got?
Hot off the press here. It is Uncharted 2 news.
Okay.
If I can pull it up here. There it is. So Screen Rant is saying that Mark Wahlberg, blah, 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 has said that he just got the script for Uncharted 2. So I don't know about you, but I was not impressed with Uncharted. I didn't think it was that good. I thought it was okay.
I actually saw it in the theater.
So did I.
My kids wanted to go, and so we went. They liked it, and I just thought it was meh.
It had his moments.
Again, Tom Holland, right?
I just see him as a kid all the time.
Yeah.
I
He was
don't see
that's
him as
why
a
he was
youth.
great for Spider-Man, right? It was the first time that he actually looked like he should be in high school, where
Yeah.
Toby and Andrew, they kind of looked a little bit older because they were older.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this, I was like, why is a high school student?
As a bartender.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost like Mark Wahlberg should have been Drake, right?
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
He seems too young for Scully.
Yeah.
Is it Sully or Scully? No, Sully, isn't it?
Sully? I don't know.
I think it's Sully. Yeah, I can't remember now. It's been a while. But
Yeah.
I just almost feel like he's too young to be that character.
Yeah. But, I don't know how it did. So if it did well, then yeah, you got to make a sequel.
I think it did all right. I mean, you can punch it up if you want the.
Yeah, I'm going to look.
Yeah. I honestly think the adventure was fine. I do like these adventure movies, and I love the Uncharted games. I've played every single one of them. I love the game. There was very little puzzle solving in this game. In this movie.
Right.
There's a lot of like, hey, turn it here, turn it there. Okay, fine, we got it. It wasn't like creative. I almost felt like National Treasures with Nicolas Cage was a better Uncharted movie than Uncharted was. Right?
Yeah.
Because there was sort of like a lot of connecting clues to get to the end kind of thing and solve it.
Right.
One of the other things that they removed from here is the scare factor. So I'm not a big fan of scary stuff, but Uncharted, the games, always have at the ending something scary. And it drove me nuts because I love this game. I'm loving it. I'm like, oh no. So I'm hoping that the second script takes them to the second game, the Himalayas, the mountains.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping like they get sort of the abominable snowman type of scare factor in there. That's what I'm hoping. Like, I want to see locales and actually go to them, not studio walls, right? With backgrounds. Like, go to these locations. Sony's banking on this franchise. That's why I think they had Wahlberg sign on, because they want to grow these characters. And hopefully that Wahlberg has more white hair in the next third one, if there's a third one.
Yeah.
And hoping that Tom Holland actually has a 5 o'clock shadow for the first time in his life. That would be great too.
I can't picture him old at all. Like I can't picture him getting older.
In 10 years, he's gonna be 35, right? Or 40. Yeah.
He's always
right?
He's always gonna look like 15 or 14. So
he's the next Tom Cruise. He never ages.
Yeah, it's true. So the first movie actually did well, received mixed reviews from critics, but grossed 407 million worldwide, making it the 5th highest grossing video game film of all time.
There you go. I think this one will do about the same amount.
Yeah.
So, hey, I don't mind. I didn't mind the movie. It wasn't a horrible movie, but it wasn't a great movie either. I'm okay with turn off my brain once in a while and go have some popcorn and watch an adventure movie. I'll probably go see this one in the theater as well.
Right.
Because my kids will beg me to go see it because they love Tom Holland. Right.
Yeah.
So good on him, because he's got cashing in, because Spider-Man's on ice right now, right? So you might as well go cash in here, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, he's also expressed that he's kind of getting tired of Spider-Man, right? Like,
ooh, don't say that. Not you. I mean, Tom Holland. Don't say.
I don't know.
That
I don't want to. I'm not saying. I've heard him say that. Eventually he wants to move on. I
don't think he can.
Yeah, probably not. The thing is how they left Spider-Man 3 or No Way Home with everyone forgetting who he is. Like, they have to bring that story back, whether he's in the next Avengers or he gets, I could see him doing a Spider-Man 4 for sure. And then
I think he'll go up to 6.
Okay.
That's my prediction. He'll go up to 6, and then he's going to be aged himself out, or is he going to say, you know what? I gave you 6 movies. Come on, give me a break here.
Plus, he's got to be in the Avengers when they bring.
Oh yeah, I'm saying Spider-Man alone. I'm not even talking about the cameos in the other movies.
Yeah.
He's going to give you up to 6 and call it a night after that. Right. He might show up for cameos here and there, and then it's going to be the great reset.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's fair. You just 6 movies. You're allowed to go do a great reset and get on with your life, right? He's gonna probably make $1 billion by then, right?
Oh yeah,
so
easily.
They're gonna load up the Brinks truck and drop it off at his house. Here, go swim in it, right? So
Yeah.
like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the script has been dropped. Probably I'm gonna say 2026, maybe at the earliest, summer 2026.
Well, the way they're whipping around films these days, like,
Isn't it scary?
yeah, it is. I don't like it because it's just like,
It's
oh,
rushed.
yeah, everything's when stuff is rushed, it's not going to be good. So, and
No.
there's been so many movies announced this year that are like, oh yeah, it's coming out at the end of this year. I'm like, what? Like, how can they do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. So Uncharted is on its way.
All right. So, okay, I can definitely share this one. So we all know it's awards season, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of funny. I don't know if you saw this or not.
No, I did not.
There's all kinds of different awards that go on, right? We talked about the Golden Globes. Obviously, the Oscars are coming up. We kind of joked about the Razzies and stuff. And, awards, a lot of people think if it's not the Oscars, it doesn't really matter. And there's definitely some awards that should not be awards. And last weekend was the People's Choice Awards. So this is awards voted by fans. Like you and I could vote. You just go online and you vote. So obviously it's a popularity contest, which is fine. However, if we go through some of these categories, now some of them are going to be, just let me scroll that. Some of them are pretty obvious. Barbie wins best movie because it is voted by the fans.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go down and, Barbie's going to win best comedy, Oppenheimer wins best drama, male actor Ryan Gosling, Margot Robbie. But here we go. Okay, so they have different kind of categories in People's Choice as well. There's action movie star of the year. So if you look at the nominees, there's like, Brie Larson, Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Gal
over
Gadot,
here. Yeah. Jason Momoa.
Keanu
Reeves. Look who won. That's highlight. Yeah.
How?
Because popularity, people voted for it. How is this person?
How is she even popular? I mean, I know what she's known for right now, being crazy.
Yeah, but exactly. How can she beat out Tom Cruise for Mission Impossible as action movie star?
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, exactly.
Jason Momoa, Gal Gadot. Like, oh my God.
Even Chris Pratt in Guardians of the Galaxy, right? So
heck, I would have been okay with Brie Larson.
Yeah. So it just goes to show you there's a couple other categories that are pretty understandable.
I did watch No Hard Feelings with Jennifer Lawrence.
You did watch it?
I did find it funny.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but that I don't mind that. But look at this next category: drama movie star of the year. Again, now nothing against Jenna Ortega, she's great, but she won for Scream 6, which
That's
again
not a drama, though.
it's actually a pretty good part of the Scream franchise, Scream 6. But it's just kind of funny that she would win over Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer and Leonardo for Killers of the Flower Moon. That she would win best drama. So it's I heard some other YouTubers talking about this. And again, this is just, People's Choice. They go through everything. It's TV, and there's nothing really that surprising in TV. It's really those movie ones that people were complaining about. But again, it is because it could just be like with the Oscars and other stuff. It is a certain group, and I know not everybody watches every film, but really, you can't tell me that the people that voted for a lot of these things watch every movie, right? It's just a fan, like, oh, I like that movie. I'll go online and I'll vote for this.
Click, go down the list. Yeah,
exactly.
That's what they do.
So, anyways, there's nothing else that's too surprising. They even have a lot
of categories.
There's a whole music category too.
Jeez.
It's not just TV. They go down to music. It's just like popular. Like they have,
it seems like every week there's a new award starting January, right?
Yeah, they do. It is. It gets a bit much. It's like, enough's enough. But yeah, I just found this, like, when I saw those categories and like, especially best action star, like that's just crazy that they do that. So yeah, it's just another sort of award show that shouldn't even matter. So anyways, too funny. But yeah, I again, like we talked before, I don't mind watching. I usually do watch the Oscars. It's more along the lines of I want to be informed about maybe some movies I didn't know about, even like documentaries and stuff like that. The other thing is, we talked about this, that we love Across the Spider-Verse. it will probably, I'm going to say this right now, I don't even think it's going to win Best Animated Movie.
Okay, so what's coming out? Kung Fu Panda, Despicable Me.
It's there.
No, sorry, they're coming out next year though.
Yeah, no. In that category, it's like Elemental, Pixar, but there's one that I haven't seen, and I think it's from Japan. It's called The Heron and the Boy, and it's been winning. It's in all the other awards.
Oh, sorry, you're talking about the one that's already gone by. Sorry, I'm thinking about the next movie.
No, I'm talking about Across. We both agree that Across the Spider-Verse was one of the best movies last year, and it hasn't been winning in the animation category it should actually be up for best film.
Is it because it already won some in the last one?
It could be.
It could be.
The first one was so groundbreaking, right? The animation and stuff like that. And this one is too, but everyone's like, and actually this one, I liked this one even better. I thought the story was even better, but a lot of people still love it, but it hasn't been winning the animation and all the other, like it didn't win at the Golden Globes and it didn't win. They also had the British awards were just happened, the BAFTAs, and it didn't win there. This other one keeps winning. So, but anyways, it doesn't actually matter who wins. I want to see this other one, The Boy and the Heron, because I heard it's really good. But yeah, yeah. But again, I just I definitely follow the Oscars just to kind of learn about those films that I had never heard about before. But definitely People's Choice Awards. Yeah, I don't even know why they have that.
So I've got a trailer.
Okay.
I've got a trailer. It just got dropped today. I'm gonna play it here for you. I think we could play it. It's a trailer, right? Why not?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna put this on there. Do we need to have the volume on or off?
Justin always says have it down.
Have it down? Okay. I'll keep it really down. Here we go. This is a video game that's become a movie.
Okay.
And we'll watch the trailer and then we'll talk about it after. So.
Oh, I've heard of this. Yeah.
Oops. Sorry.
Unfortunately, my design doesn't facilitate this type of.
So this is Borderlands, the video game.
Well, destiny awaits.
Legend has it that there's this massive treasure hidden in some secret.
Have you played this game?
I've actually never even heard of this game.
What? I've heard of the game. I didn't play it though.
No.
D's somewhere shaking his head.
Did you know this was being made?
No, I did not.
On the weirdest.
Got some pretty big names there. Kate Blanchett.
Yeah. She does things to my bits.
What is that smell?
Piss wash color.
Ew!
Put the window up.
I don't want to. Roll the window up.
Is this considered a first POV?
Yeah. First person.
How did I get the name?
It has a very cartoony graphic. With a bit of edge.
Do you know how many people have died looking for this vault? We have something they don't, baby girl.
Okay. What?
Major issues.
Let's have Jack Black in it too.
Really?
I believe so, yeah.
Make it rain with your body parts.
What did I tell you?
Minimal explosions.
I said no explosions.
This is turn off your brain. There, Jack Black.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
he's the robot.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, mine's bigger.
What did I do? I needed a gun. So you asked for it.
This looks fun.
Yeah.
You're special.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Kill them all.
Cool. Nice.
What's happening right now?
I'm expelling the excess lead. I can't go if you're looking at me. Actually, scrap that. I can. I really can. Actually, it's helping.
Are we really ready for this to finish?
Keep looking at me.
Nice.
That looks like a lot of fun, man.
It does. That does. Have you played the game before?
No, I've not. I might have to go back and play it then. And go get that game and play it. But yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's definitely got a good cast in it for sure. It kind of, well, like just like the fun of it and stuff. It's kind of like a Suicide Squad. The little girl in it, she's the same actress that was the young Gamora. She was in Ahsoka as the young Ahsoka. And she was also in Barbie too. So she's doing pretty well.
Yeah. It looks like a fun movie. I can't wait.
Yeah. That comes out next year though, right? It comes out this year, Borderlands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anything?
Yeah, let's see here. Actually, speaking of, I was going to ask you a couple questions. Just going to share again. So this is these are the movies, superhero movies, or no, comic book superhero, I don't know, that are coming out next year, which is actually pretty good. You know, considering this year, what are we getting? We're getting Deadpool, which is going to be great, and Craven. But next year, I mean, if you look at these 6, I was going to ask you. So we got Captain America, Brave New World, Superman Legacy, Thunderbolts, obviously Fantastic Four, The Batman Part 2, and Blade.
They're all coming out the same year?
Yeah, it's all 2025.
Whoa.
Yeah. So 2 questions. First question, which one do you think will not be the best, but box office wise, which one will win out of those 6?
Oh, win. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I've got my 3 contenders and I got my 3 pretenders here.
Okay.
The pretenders are Captain America, Thunderbolt, and Blade.
Yeah.
The contenders are Superman, Fantastic Four, and Batman. I'm going to be biased to because I'm a fan. I'm going to say Superman first,
Okay.
then Fantastic Four, and then Batman.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. So are those also, because I was going to ask you what's if you had to count down anticipation going from 6 to 1, what would you do?
6 to 1?
Yeah, like 1 being the most anticipated, 6 being the least out of these 6.
Oh, you go first. Yes.
Okay.
I have to think about it.
Okay. So for me, I'd say 6 is probably Blade. I don't even know if I watched those originals with Wesley Snipes or not. I was not really. When they came out, I don't even know if I knew they were Marvel at the time.
Well, there's been a director change. Mahershala Ali almost left.
Yeah.
So I don't even.
That's definitely 6 for me. To be honest, I don't even know if I'll go see them when it comes out. In 5th place it's either Captain America or Thunderbolts. I'm going to say Captain America. I don't think I'm that excited for Captain America. I got nothing against Sam or Falcon. I don't know. There's nothing really there. Where Thunderbolts, I'm a little bit more interested in, just because I'd like to see these characters together, to see what they kind of do together. And even though they are kind of B characters, I guess, it's still, I think would be interesting to see what this movie is. So Blade 6, Captain America 5, Thunderbolts 4. I'm actually going to say Superman Legacy 3. As much as I am interested in it, I've just never really been a huge, I remember seeing the original or the Christopher Reeve Superman back when I was younger, and I liked them. And I did like the Henry Cavill version, but I don't know. I am interested, but not as interested as definitely 2 would be Fantastic Four, just because I think it's a great cast. But because of the first Batman, just the way it looked, the way it was shot, the way it kind of reminded me of that movie 7 from David Fincher. That's why Batman would be number 1. And
okay, I'll go Thunderbolt 6.
Yep.
I'll go Captain America 5, Blade 4, Batman 3, Fantastic Four 2, Superman 1.
Yeah.
The three there, the Batman, Fantastic Four, Superman, could almost change
Yeah.
by a few million, I think.
Well, the Superman and the Fantastic Four, they're coming out like 2 weeks within each other, right?
I'm thinking maybe Batman wins because he might be separate from them and have a longer run.
I'm not sure if that comes out in the fall or not. Usually that's when the
Yeah.
first one came out. And so it probably.
I have a feeling Batman and Captain America are going to come out very or you know what'd be funny? Batman and Blade come out. One's a vampire, one's a bat. Might come out the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a battle of bats and hunters.
Yeah. Like even the Captain America, I don't understand I don't understand what they're going to do with it. I know Harrison Ford is in it, and but I still don't understand the sort of what they plan to do with it, because again, he's Captain America, but he's not a super soldier, right?
My friend D says the vibranium shield is very light and any human can throw it.
Mm.
I just think that even if it's light, you still got to throw it with velocity, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I didn't like the direction they went, but it's a comic book direction.
Mm.
But I don't know.
It's funny because 3 of the movies, like basically Superman Legacy, Fantastic Four, and I guess Blade, would kind of be starting off. They're kind of trying to start not a new franchise, but starting over, right?
Yeah.
Where the other ones, the other ones kind of lead to other stuff. So I mean, definitely like Superman and Fantastic Four. I think those two have the biggest like weight on their shoulders, for sure. Especially Superman, for sure, because it's kind of the start of the DC again. So. Yeah, but it's amazing to think that those are the movies. I mean, there might be others, but those are the top sort of 6 comic book movies next year. But yeah, other than I'll probably see everything in the theater except Blade. I don't think I'll see Blade in the theater.
I don't think I'm going to see Thunderbolts in the theater.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Definitely the Superman.
I'll see the 3 that I mentioned as the top 3 for sure.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'll see that. Other than that, the other 3, it's depend on what time of the year it comes out. And what else is running that time? I mean, I can't be going to the theater every weekend, right? So, but we'll see. I don't know. It seems a very crowded year, and that's just superhero movies. There's going to be probably animation, drama, other types of movies, right, coming out. So,
yeah,
we'll see. But I guess we'll kind of call it a night today, and we have the Friday nooner that I'll be doing.
Yeah,
and
I was just gonna say definitely next week on Popcorn Chicken, Justin will be back. We might hopefully have a surprise guest for everyone, and we'll have lots more to talk about. So thanks for joining us on this short version of Popcorn Chicken.
It was informative. We hope we entertained you guys. If you're new here, hit the like and subscribe button. Hang out with us. We welcome everybody here. And let us know in the comments below what you guys thought of this video and some of the news we talked about. And join us for our other shows that we do Monday nights at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. My friend D and I, we talk about the collector side of the world of pop culture with all kinds of action figures and collectibles. So that's the ANR Weekly. And then Wednesday, of course, Popcorn Chicken at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. And then recently I've been doing a nooner on Friday nights or Friday lunchtime nights if you're in the UK probably. But I just talk about something news that's came out, important
stuff. What are you going to talk about? What are you talking about this week?
I'm talking about Henry Cavill and the rumor of what character he might play. 3 potential candidates and maybe a 4th one
in the MCU, right?
And in the MCU, yes. So there's been some rumors of what character he might play. So join me for the nooner, and then we'll go from there. Have a good week, everybody. Chris, I will chat with you later. Good night. Say bye, everybody.
Bye everyone. Thanks for coming. See you soon.